Well, hello there. How are you doing this Monday night? It is Monday, July the 18th, right? Yep, Monday, July the 18th, 2022, and it is an exciting Monday. We got some new announcements from Criterion that came across around lunchtime, I think shortly before noon, actually. We got the new announcements of the Criterion Collection's titles that they're planning to put out for October 2022. And when I saw these announcements, I got really excited. Now, I don't know if I think I saw some information sort of leaked online on Facebook over the weekend that hinted at some of these titles. So it wasn't a complete surprise, but seeing all six of these titles announced, really, there's a lot there to be excited about. I mean, I believe there's something there for everybody. So as you look at these titles, it's pretty much horror themed. So a lot of horror, a lot of thriller, mystery, intrigue. There's some political elements in some of these titles here. So there is a lot to really dig into. I've seen a couple of these titles. There are other four I haven't seen, so they will be blind buys, which, as I said before on this channel, I love Criterion blind buys. I mean, for the most part, 95% of the time, the blind buys work out great for me. So I trust Criterion with blind buys because it's been good to me so far. So what do we have for the month of October? Well, we've got 6 new titles. So I wrote down here in my notes here that we've got 6 titles announced for October 2022. So one of the things I'm always looking for is, are we getting any new 4K Ultra HDs? Check. Are we getting any upgrades of existing DVD titles? In this case of this month, we're not getting any upgrades of any DVD titles, but we are getting, in addition to 2 new 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray combo packs, we're getting 5 new films in the collection, 3 new directors, so 3 new filmmaking voices coming into the Criterion Collection for the first time. And we're getting representation from 3 countries around the world. So 4 of the films are from the United States. We're also getting a film from Guatemala, from Central America, and another film from Japan, from a Japanese director who is new to the collection. So North America, Asia, Central America are represented in this October slate where horror is in the air. So this is a month of horror from Criterion, and man, have they delivered. So we've got 6 titles coming out. One's coming out on October the 4th, Tuesday, October the 4th. We got 2 titles coming out on Tuesday, October the 11th. We got two more coming out the following week on October 18th. And then the last title is coming out on Tuesday, October 25th. So it is a stacked month, which really sets us up. I really get excited about the announcements for September, October, and November, because these are the announcements that lead into the November sale. So, of course, we're right in the thick of the July sale. Definitely want to hear, more about what you guys have been picking up, what you all have been picking up in this month's sale. Still going on. I got a couple of titles that I'm very much looking forward to picking up tomorrow that I placed on hold at Barnes & Noble. So I'll be making a trek over there tomorrow. But let me know what you've been picking up. Let me know what you're excited about this month. There's a ton to be excited about. But these titles coming out in September and October, and next month's announcement in November really sets us up for that next sale in November for Barnes & Noble and for Amazon. So before we jump into the titles, let's take a look at the comments. I see there's about 24 people out there. Thank you for joining tonight. And I tell you what, this is an exciting month of announcements for Criterion. I am very much stoked. In fact, I would say that all of the 6 titles that have been announced, I think I want all of them. I'm not sure if they're going to be day 1 pickups for me. In fact, I'll probably wait on all these for the November sale, but I'm definitely planning on getting all 6 of these. So let's jump right into these comments here. So we finally got Cure. Let's go. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Cure for the first time, internet user. Welcome. Brian, we have Arsenic and Old Lace is the first of the October releases I'll be buying. Okay. Yeah, I'm excited about Arsenic and Old Lace. Cary Grant, of course, he is well represented in the collection. So this is another film starring Cary Grant. And it is really interesting because it's a horror comedy. So I just love it's really a nice mix of horror themed films. And we'll get into it tonight, but it's really exciting. Cure, Blake. There's a lot of excitement around Cure, so I am excited about it. It'll be a blind buy for me, and I'm very much looking forward to diving into it. I'm doing fine, Adrian. Hope you're doing well as well. And of course, I'm looking forward to the discussion tonight. See, Brian, Criterion still releasing 4K restorations on Blu-ray, but no 4K Ultra HD for some titles. So frustrating. Yeah, I understand. I'm sure they're trying to work their way through it. So, Night of the Living Dead would be a good pickup. Yes, I would agree. I would agree, especially if you don't already have this little guy right here. It's pretty much a no-brainer. For those of us who do have this little guy right here, we may have to think about it. But if you don't already have it, no-brainer, pick it up. Let's see here. Hi, James. Hey, Magnitude Rev. I'm excited to discuss these great title announcements. I am too. That's what we're here to do, Magnitude. KB, how's it going, KB, man? Great announcements for October. I'm definitely in for Eaves Bayou. Me too. Arsenic and Old Lace. Me too. And Night of the Living Dead in November. Yes, in November. That's the operative word for me as well, KB. I'm with you on that for sure. Island 007-100. Good evening to you as well. Some good Halloween titles here, and we should get a flash sale beforehand. Yeah, absolutely. October is when we would typically get a flash sale from Criterion on Criterion's website. So be a good time to, pick up a few titles before the Barnes & Noble sale, especially if you have one of those $50 certificates from Criterion like I do that I need to make sure I spend. Shrek Squirt. Hey, James. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well as well. Physical Media Matters. Arsenic and Old Lace will finally be mine. Looking forward to upgrading my Kino Lost Highway and upgrade my Night of the Living Dead. Okay, awesome. Steve, what's up, buddy? What's up to you, Steve? I'm doing good, man. Hunter, I agree. I'll be buying all of them. Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, all of these titles are very appealing to me. I love I'll use this word, eclectic. It's an eclectic mix of horror titles. They all kind of fall in that horror theme, but they have a different spin on them. I love the thought that one of them is like a horror comedy, the one that has Cary Grant in it from Frank Capra. So Jordan, what's up, James? I have spent too much money this month, but haven't we all? But I finally broke down and got the Fellini set. Thanks for your recommendation. You have done well. You have done well, Jordan. That Fellini set is incredible. It is one of the best pieces of work from the Criterion Collection, along there with the Bergman set and the Agnes Varda set. Cannot go wrong picking those up at all. Eaves Bayou, yes, I'm with you, Daryl. I'm with you. It'll definitely be on my list for November for sure. Ian, since Criterion got movies from Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon, I'm so glad they added La Llorona, since that's a really good film released by Shudder. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. That one it looks pretty gothic, has a political spin on it, is coming from an area of the world, Guatemala, Central America. So, I mean, I am all for exploring the different areas of the world. That's what I love about Criterion, is you're getting a different take on things going on around the world and getting the horror genre, but getting it in a different setting than what you would typically see. So I am absolutely here for it. This is the first month in a long time where I'll be in for all of them. Yes, maybe not Night of the Living Dead. I'm pretty happy with the Blu-ray copy. Yeah, a lot of people are going to fall in that camp. I mean, I had the Blu-ray copy, and it's really going to come down to how much of an upgrade is the picture. Now, it is a black and white film, and a lot of these films in black and white look fantastic on 4K Ultra HD. Here's a little example right here. So I may still go ahead and get it, especially at 50% off, but we shall see. The difference between a 4K restoration and on a Blu-ray versus a UHD is not that much. You'll be all right. Yeah, I mean, and that's been my experience for the most part, especially given the upscaling capabilities of these TVs, especially Sony TVs. They do a great job with their upscaling and their Blu-ray players. Ian, my highlights is definitely Eaves Bayou, Cure, Lost Highway. Yep, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. What's your favorite horror film in the Criterion Collection? Favorite horror film? Oh gosh, definitely this is one of them. Another one is the one starring Deborah Kerr, and I'm trying to remember what the name of it is, but it stars Deborah Kerr, and it's from 1960 something. If y'all remember that title, let me know. But it is amazing. Stars Deborah Kerr. That's another one that I absolutely love. Absolutely love. Thanks to your Jesus, thanks to your channel, I started my collection this month. Awesome. Thanks for your guidance through Criterion and physical media collecting. Well, thank you, Jesus. Yes. Well, if you're just getting started in Criterion, you have a ton of titles to pick from. And the best advice I can give is just don't go crazy. There's a lot of titles out there, but just, go in slowly, pick a few titles, and just enjoy the discovery of film. Should be a lot of fun. Have you got a letterbox? I do have a letterbox, 20th and 21st, I believe, and I need to do a better job of keeping it up to date. So glad Shutter got into the Criterion. Shutter got into Criterion faster than A24 did. Oh, yeah. What's up, guys? Hey, Dag Films. The Innocents. Yes, The Innocents. Deborah Kerr. Highly, highly recommended. If you don't have that title, that's a July sale recommendation. Great horror title. Thank you, Hunter. Hasu is one of my favorite horror comedy titles in the collection. House. Yep, that's another good one. And then Alan, The Innocents. Yes, thank you, Alan. Thank you, Hunter, for that. So yeah, let's not waste any time, folks. Let's dive into these titles, and then we'll come back into some more of these announcements here. Let me share my screen here. I'm going to do a screen share, and we're going to just go right to the Criterion site, and we are going to see what is going on with the Criterion Collection. So hopefully y'all are able to see this. This is the screen that we like to see. October titles are announced, of course. As you move down here, you see Mr. De Niro in the ring here, Raging Bull, a Martin Scorsese picture, the amazing one at that. I need to order one of these shirts here. I need to watch Summertime. I love these animated screens that they provide. Definitely check out this closet video with Renata Reinsev, star of The Worst Person in the World. This is a great release from Criterion that I highly recommend picking up in the July sale. Definitely check out the video with her in the closet. Very insightful. She talks about Robert Bresson and other things. But let's jump right into these October titles. Let's just dive in, see what we got. Of course, September had some nice highlights. Of course, the biggest highlight for me for September was, of course, Blowout, which I do plan to upgrade. I'm also interested in Takeout, very much so, as well as potentially La Corbeau, but I'm really eyeing this Martin Scorsese World Cinema Project number 4 set. So those are the ones I'm most interested in. Sound of Metal, I'm probably going to wait on, but I know a lot of people are really interested in that title. So the first title coming out in the month of October, right here, Night of the Living Dead. This is from George A. Romero. So, of course, famous director George A. Romero, Night of the Living Dead. This is an existing title in the collection. It is spine number 909 in the Criterion Collection. This is the Blu-ray digipack that came out in 2018. So it came out 4 years ago. So this is what came out, and it looks like we're probably going to get the same art, the same digipack design, likely, that we got on this 2018 edition. And the thing to note here is, as you go down to the site here, of course, this is the classic film from George A. Romero. And it was shot outside Pittsburgh, shot on a shoestring budget, as they said here. It's just one of those classic horror films. It's from 1968. And it is so absolutely incredible of a horror film. So I love it. Of course, as you look down here at the special features, you'll see that there is, of course, this 4K digital restoration supervised by director George A. Romero, screenwriter John A. Russo, sound engineer Gary Steiner, and producer Russell W. Striner. That 4K digital restoration is the same restoration that'll be on this 4K disc. And it's the same restoration that was on this Blu-ray right here. Now, one thing you'll want to note here, for those of us who have this edition, this announcement of this 4K edition doesn't include any new supplements. So all the supplements that we see here are also on this Blu-ray edition here. So it looks like what you're getting in this new edition is, of course, the 4K Ultra HD disc. I'm trying to see if there is what the HDR is. I'm not seeing any indication here currently of HDR, if it's Dolby Vision or HDR10. So I'm not sure if that's something that'll be updated later, but definitely continue to come back to the Criterion site for more information on Night of the Living Dead. But let me know in the comments, how many of you are excited about Night of the Living Dead? I'm actually thinking about probably upgrading this title, especially if there's going to be HDR on here. I think that'll really be good for this black and white picture. But it's really going to come down to how much of an upgrade are we actually going to get over this Blu-ray. I'm actually very happy with this Blu-ray. So I think for those of us who already own this version, there's sort of a decision to be made. But for those of you who have not yet picked up this version, it's almost a no-brainer to get this when it comes out. And I would certainly say that if you don't already have it, and if you were thinking about picking this up in the July Barnes & Noble sale, you might want to hold off and get the 4K Ultra HD pack when it comes out in October for the November sale or what have you. So that's Night of the Living Dead. It's a very exciting title. I love the film. It's just awesome. So I'm very much looking forward to it. And I'm probably going to read some reviews before making a final decision on whether or not I'm going to pick that one up. But this is the first title coming out in the month of October, and it's coming out on Tuesday, October the 4th. So that is exciting. And it is an upgrade over the current Blu-ray edition. So that is coming out October the 4th. So let's jump to the next week. This is really exciting. This next title is coming out on October the 11th. We've got two titles coming out October the 11th. The first is this next title from Mr. David Lynch, who features prominently in the collection. This is a new spine number in the collection. It's a new film in the collection, and it is David Lynch's Lost Highway. Now, I have not seen this film before. I am very much looking forward to diving into this film. It stars Patricia Arquette and Bill Pullman. And it says here at the top, we've met before, haven't we? A mesmerizing meditation on the mysterious nature of identity, Lost Highway, David Lynch's seventh feature film, is one of the filmmaker's most potent cinematic dreamscapes. Starring Patricia Arquette and Bill Pullman, the film expands the horizons of the medium, taking its audience on a journey through the unknown and the unknowable. As this postmodern noir detours into the realm of science fiction, it becomes apparent that the only certainty is uncertainty. So this is the second 4K Ultra HD edition that is coming to the collection this month. It is available. It'll be available in 4K Ultra HD, and there will be a Blu-ray version as well. No DVD option is being offered here. And it'll be under spine number 1152. That this is the 1997 film. And as you look at the special features here, we see that we have a new 4K digital restoration. Mr. Lynch supervised it, getting a 5.1 surround DTS HD master audio soundtrack. Very good. You also get an alternate uncompressed stereo soundtrack. And then for the 4K, very important, we're getting Dolby Vision HDR, and the Blu-ray has the film and special features. So this 4K Ultra HD for the Lost Highway will feature Dolby Vision HDR, according to what we're reading here. And then you've got a feature-length documentary in here, Pretty as a Picture, The Art of David Lynch. So that looks interesting. You also have reading by Lynch and critic Christine McKenna of excerpts from their 2018 book, Room to Dream. So I think that's interesting, because I'm wondering if that is different excerpts from, if you may be familiar, of course, David Lynch has many films in the Criterion Collection. The Elephant Man is one of those films. Amazing film, incredible film from 1980, starring John Hurt and Anthony Hopkins. But one of the features on here is a similar thing, if I can find it, where they are reading, here it is, director David Lynch and critic Christine McKenna reading from Room to Dream, a 2018 book they co-authored. So I'm not sure if this is the same supplement that's on The Elephant Man, or if it's a different excerpt or not. So we will have to see on that. But it looks like that Room to Dream is being referenced and will be included in this release of Lost Highway on 4K Ultra HD and Blu-ray. We also have some archival interviews with Lynch actors Patricia Arquette, Bill Pullman, Robert Loggia, and of course you get an essay in here as well. So I think there's an essay. Hold on. Excerpts from an interview with Lynch from filmmaker and writer Chris Rodley's book, Lynch on Lynch. Oh, so maybe there is not an essay. Okay, I stand corrected. So this is definitely one that I'm very excited about. I have not seen Lost Highway, but I have been very impressed by the films from David Lynch in the Criterion Collection. And so speaking of those, let me sort of bring those to your attention for a second. So these are the films currently that are available from director David Lynch in the Criterion Collection. Of course, you have The Elephant Man, which is probably his most relatable film, probably the film that is the most easy to understand. That's not as mysterious, so to speak. A amazing story, amazing true story. So great film. You also have Twin Peaks Firewalk with Me. So I'm not familiar. I have not watched the actual TV series, but I've seen this movie and I think it's excellent. It would probably make a lot more sense to me if I had actually seen the TV series. So let me know in the comments what you think about the TV series and how it pairs with this film. Also, David Lynch's Blue Velvet, amazing film. Love this film. Of course, I got the 4K Ultra HD of Mulholland Drive. This is an amazing film here. And of course, Eraserhead. So if you are looking for some David Lynch films to add to your collection during this sale, here are some to consider. You know, David Lynch's films are not necessarily for everybody. They can be a little bit abstract and a little hard to understand, so to speak, or interpret. So they may not be for everybody, but if you are into David Lynch or you want to explore his filmography, those are definitely some Criterion editions to think about for this current July sale. So we're getting Lost Highway from Mr. Lynch in October on 4K Ultra HD. So that is very exciting. So I want to know how many of you are excited about this one here. So we'll jump to one more title here, then we'll go back to the comments and hear what you guys think about these. So I'm really excited about this one here. This is Arsenic and Old Lace. So this is a film from Frank Capra, and this will be his second film in the Criterion Collection. Of course, he has this film from a decade earlier. This is a 1944 film that stars Cary Grant. Of course, in 1934, he released a film, he being Frank Capra, released a film, It Happened One Night, starring Clark Gable and Claudette Colbert, which is an excellent film, won a ton of Academy Awards. So definitely recommend this title if you have not picked it up. I think it won Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, Best Actress. I mean, similar to Silence of the Lambs, it won like the top 5 Academy Awards. And it's one of the only, I think, 2 films that have ever done that. So amazing film from Frank Capra. This one is from 1944, starring Mr. Grant here. And as you can see here, it's got that Halloween theme to it. I mean, what do y'all think of this cover? This cover looks awesome. You know, I mean, just see what's going on here. It just looks really cool. So it's basically an adaptation of a stage play, and it involves Halloween. On Halloween, newly married drama critic Mortimer Brewster, who is Cary Grant, and he's cutting loose in a hilariously hairy performance, returns home to Brooklyn. So this is in New York, where his adorably dotted aunts, Josephine Hull and Jean Adair, who both starred in the Broadway production, greet him with love, sweetness, and a grisly surprise: the corpses buried in their cellar. So this is a sort of a horror comedy that I am very much looking forward to diving into. There aren't a ton of features on this one. Of course, this is being offered in Blu-ray and DVD. So it's not a 4K, it's just, you know, Blu-ray and DVD options here. You've got a commentary that will be on here, a radio adaptation. So that's great. And on the insert, there's going to be an essay from critic David Cairns. This is going to come in at spine number 1153 in the collection, running at 118 minutes, and it's from 1944. But let's take a quick look here at this crazy trailer for Arsenic and Old Lace.
Charge the blockhouse! Charge!
So as you can see, there are a lot of craziness and zaniness going on here with this Arsenic and Old Lace. I've never seen this film before. Let me know in the comments. Let us know in the comments if you've seen it. And if so, what do you think about Frank Capra's Arsenic and Old Lace? Looks to be an excellent addition for Criterion. Again, this is going to be a new restored 4K digital transfer put on this Blu-ray. So very much looking forward to that. It's got a commentary on here, radio adaptation starring Boris Karloff from 1952. So this looks like a really nice edition, not packed with special features, but it does have a commentary and a radio adaptation and an essay in the insert. So looks to be a nice addition from Criterion. So we've talked about Night of the Living Dead 4K. The second 4K of the month, Lost Highway, David Lynch. Very excited about that. Very excited about Arsenic and Old Lace coming out on that Blu-ray edition starring Cary Grant. So that covers us for October the 4th and October the 11th. Let me stop sharing here and go back to the comments and see what you all think about this excitement. So that's half the titles. We got 3 more to go, but let me see where you guys are at. What are y'all thinking? What's spinning in your heads here? Let's see here. We have COD Patrol Les Grossman. Have you got a letterbox? Yes. I think I already went to that one. Okay. Sorry. I'm going back through these ones I've already been through. Okay. Modal Soul, howdy. I'm only interested in Eaves Bayou. I can retire my old DV of 20 years ago. Yes. You know, I think that's the second title that I believe that I've seen. And it's been, I may have seen parts of it, but it's been a long time since I've seen Eaves Bayou. So, you know, similar to films like Mississippi Masala, these are titles that and Devil in a Blue Dress, very excited to revisit some of these old titles that I have not seen in quite a while. So my man James, my man Omar has the best taste in film of all YouTubers. Oh, I can't take credit for that, but I do appreciate the thought. But thank you. Sound of Metal is so good. Yeah, I agree. It is good. I saw it. I want to say it was 2 years ago in the thick of the pandemic. I saw it on streaming and was just blown away. I bet that's going to be an amazing 4K edition. I'm sitting here thinking that I'm going to hold off on it, but I'm probably going to be picking it up in November. You know how it is. Dig Films, Lost Highway, long overdue Criterion treatment. Yeah, I've not seen it, but I've heard good things about it. I've heard so things about it. So I'm really looking forward to diving into it and seeing and just seeing it for myself. You know, a new discovery. Tim, Mr. Tim, the man. Hey, James, this October lineup is so good. Give me all the Cary Grant they can. Yeah, I agree, man. All the Cary Grant. He's one of my favorite old Hollywood actors. Him and Jimmy Stewart, Sidney Poitier. I mean, all day long. I love those guys. Love. They are great. I can't think of one film that I've seen any of those 3 in that I didn't like. They're just amazing. Christopher James, in the spirit of October releases, are there any horror films that don't already have boutique releases, Criterion, Arrow, Kino, Scream, that you'd like to see Criterion tackle? Wow. It Follows would be awesome. I don't know if that's possible, but I love that. I absolutely love that horror film. It is amazing. See, Magnitude Rev. To be honest, I've never actually seen Night of the Living Dead. Well, you'll have a great opportunity to this October. If you don't have, I would say, folks, if you don't already have this edition, you should be very happy because you're going to get, because it's a no-brainer decision. You know, you're going to get the best possible version of the film, and I'm sure it's going to look awesome on that 4K. The only question I have is will it have HDR? That's the one thing I'm wondering about. And that's where I would just advise to keep tabs on the Criterion site to see if that will be updated or not, because that will be very interesting. The Tribal Chief, the restoration approved of by Romero before his death likely didn't include Dolby Vision. Okay. Do not rule out HDR, however, as the Virgin Suicides release included HDR, even though it wasn't listed online. Oh, okay. That's good to know. So so just keep an eye out for that. I do know that that HDR really will, really will help enhance the look of the film if it's available. So, Dan will probably import Lost Highway 4K unless Criterion get their act together, start releasing 4Ks in the UK. Okay, all right. I'm trying to clean off some of my Criterion backlog today, and yesterday I watched The Blob and Life Aquatic. Cool. Yeah, I don't have Life Aquatic yet by Steven Zissou. Let me know if what y'all think about that title and if it's worth picking up. Not that I need any more to add to this July sale. I've already got enough, but probably too much. But anyway, let me know what you think. Raymond Rodriguez, yeah, I remember around last week or so letting you know about this, and also Daisuke about these releases. He now has them on his channel. Only two looking forward to are Night and Arsenic. Okay, yeah, I'm looking forward to that as well. Absolutely, for sure. Life Aquatic was good, but my second lowest Wes Anderson film after Bottle Rocket, although I still need to watch Darjeeling. I do too. I have Darjeeling and I have not watched it yet. Grand Budapest and Isle of Dogs are both excellent. Isle of Dogs, at some point, I would think will come to the collection. It's just a matter of time, I would guess. So you can watch Twin Peaks without seeing the show. Yeah, I did. I mean, I watched Firewalk with me. I hadn't seen the show, so I'm sure there's elements of this that kind of went over my head that had I seen the show would be like aha moments. I didn't get the aha because I hadn't seen the show. I don't have the context for it, but I still enjoy what I saw of this film. So I just think I would have probably appreciated it more if I had the background of having seen the TV series. Jordan, if you can do Firewalk with me, you can do the whole show. It's a bit of a trek, especially in season 3. Okay, but it's bleak. If you dig Lynch, Twin Peaks' show is a must watch. Yeah, and I think that's the key. Is David Lynch is his films are not for everybody. Of course, whose is, but his films can be a bit mysterious, a little hard to understand, very very. The words escaping me, but just hard to understand and follow. What in the world is going on? So if you're open to that type of a film, then I would definitely dive in because he has some amazing films, and I love all of his films. I mean, all these films here that I showed here, I love all of these films. I think they're amazing. I think this film got robbed. I think it should have won at least one Oscar. It did not win any Oscars. It should have won something. But these films are absolutely extraordinary movies. So very highly recommended. Let's see. My copy of Mulholland Drive was damaged on the case. I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully that can get rectified there. Arsenic and Old Lace is a must buy for me. Yeah, me too. Me too. I mean, Cary Grant, Halloween, horror, and comedy. Cary Grant, hey, say no more. I'm there, man. Hello, hit that like button. Thank you, Caveman. KB, man, that trailer didn't begin to show the hilarity in Arsenic and Old Lace. It's so funny. Okay, well, I'm in for a treat then. I'm looking forward to it. Jordan, any remaining titles you're wanting before July ends? My next paycheck. Okay, any remaining titles? Well, tomorrow I have on hold at Barnes & Noble, I have Devil in a Blue Dress 4K, and I've got Drive My Car. So those are the two titles that I am picking up tomorrow. And I think that might be the only two titles. I'm debating whether or not I want to get multiple Maniacs. I'm actually, after having seen Pink Flamingos, I'm strangely curious about the rest of Waters' filmography. But anyway, see, Dan, my most anticipated release UK is The Great Dictator. Never seen anything from Charlie Chaplin before. Okay, yeah, that's a good one. That is a really, really good film from 1940. And it is really interesting seeing films from that period of time because that was, earlier in World War II, and just sort of seeing the perspective of people at that time, not knowing what we now know, it is very fascinating to see that. So definitely recommend checking that out. Arsenic and Old Lace reminds me of my childhood and wishing I had those crazy aunts raising me. Okay, I'm looking forward to seeing them. I mean, it sounds like a hilarious movie. Lost Highway is really the big one for me. Huge Lynch fan. Couldn't find it anywhere, so I'm excited to finally see it. Yeah, Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It should be exciting. It's going to be in 4K Dolby Vision. It should look absolutely phenomenal. So I'm looking forward to it. Hello. Hello to you, Josephine. First time watchers of mine recently A Stir of Echoes, Children Who Chase Lost Voices, and Strictly Ballroom. Okay, that's cool, Josephine. Welcome. An internet user, I've only seen Lost Highway once last year and it really intrigued me. Cool. Favorite afterlife movies, considering there are a few in Criterion. Defending Your Life, Albert Brooks. Man, that is such a good film. I love Albert Brooks. Of course, he has Lost in America in the collection, but that one that came out, I believe, last year, Defending Your Life, is so good. It's him and Meryl Streep. It's just a fun movie. If you don't have Defending Your Life, I highly recommend it. It's just a type of film that you just pop in the player and you just enjoy and have a good time. It's Albert Brooks, and I love it. Really good. Caveman, Movies and More. The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance doesn't hold up very well, and I love Jimmy Stewart. Well, interesting. I guess, we all have our opinion. I actually enjoyed it. I thought him and John Wayne were excellent in it. I rented Blind Chance from the library on Blu-ray. Have you seen it? Yes, I have seen it. That is a Krzysztof Kieslowski film, I believe, if I'm thinking of the right one. And it is very good. It's very good. It's a great Kieslowski film. Highly recommend it. The Tribal Chief this month was probably my favorite this whole year, and it's been an incredible year in itself. Yeah, I agree. This is up there. It's up there with some of the best months of the year. It's really, really good. August was a bit of a letdown, coming off of July. September was a big time, rebound, and October continues that. And I have very high expectations for November, very high. So I'm very much excited about that. How would you rate the supplement package on Night of the Living Dead? I think if I'm remembering correctly, I think the supplemental package is now let me read back here. I don't remember a lot of this stuff here, to be honest, but based on what is listed here, it appears to be some pretty good features on here. I believe there's a commentary on here and some other features. Actually, 2 audio commentaries featuring George Romero, Russo, producer Carl Hardin. You have some archival interviews with George Romero, and you have several programs about the film's style and score. So I think that the features, from what I remember, which is very little at this point, because it's been several years since I've seen this, really do a good job of breaking down Night of the Living Dead and its place in its importance in the history of horror films. So it's being a groundbreaking horror film. So I think the supplemental package is excellent, actually. But the thing to note is that on this new 4K edition, it doesn't appear that there's any new special features. And that seems to be similar to what they've done for a lot of these 4K Ultra HD upgrades, like, for example, Mulholland Drive. So this is 4K, no new special features over the existing Mulholland Drive Blu-ray edition. So they just, give you a new 4K Ultra HD disc with Dolby Vision HDR. And so you get that new 4K presentation. Mr. Fox worthwhile in Criterion. Fantastic Mr. Fox, the Wes Anderson film. Absolutely. Really, really good film. Excellent film. iScope. Can't wait for the Criterion and Lost Highway in Eaves Bayou. I'm with you. When I was watching Eraserhead, my mom asked me if my TV was busted because of the sound design. Yeah, Eraserhead is, like I said, Lynch's films are very different. And this is, I believe, his first film. So he went from this film, and I believe Mel Brooks saw this and said, okay, I want him to make the Elephant Man for me. So he went from Eraserhead to the Elephant Man, and then his career, went on from there. He also directed Dune a few years later, the first Dune movie. So, but yeah, Eraserhead is a very unique film for sure. Which other animated movies would you like to see added to Criterion? To be honest, I am not really itching to see animated films in Criterion. I'm not really, there aren't any that I can really think of that I say, oh, I really hope that gets a Criterion release. There really are none, to be honest with you. I'm not really a big fan of animated films in the collection as of yet. So, but let us know in the comments if you guys have any thoughts on that. Hello, caveman. Dan, I saw a review of The Great Dictator that sold at the time of release. It was to general audiences how we saw James Franco's The Interview. Okay. Ooh. Mega Mike, the movie man, mega movie plan. Just wanted to stop by to say hi, everyone. Still on my honeymoon. Congratulations to Mega Mike in Cancun. I'm missing my movies. Can't wait to get back to watch all the Criterions I got this month. Mega Mike, the movie man, congratulations. Big ups to you on your wedding, and hope you're having a great time down there. Thanks for stopping by. Congrats again. Josephine, defending your life rules. Oh, I agree. So good. So good. A matter of life and death. Yes, that's another one that's really good. That's the Michael Powell and Emmerich Pressburger film that is excellent. Highly recommend that. I'm buying Defending Your Life when I buy Criterions. I trust your reviews. Oh, well, thank you, Dan. I appreciate that. Also, add A Matter of Life and Death as well. So Kieslowski had a cinematic universe before it was cool. Yeah. Krzysztof Kieslowski was the man. He was the man. He died pretty young, and you can only wonder what his creative output would have looked like, down the road, because he made some amazing films. Three Colors, Red literally being the end game because he sadly died a few years after, right? Defending Your Life. Yep, talked about going to purgatory and being served poop for breakfast and lunch. My next haul will likely contain Girlfriends. Yes, excellent addition, Girlfriends, for sure. Dead Man and Now Defending Your Life. Cool. Big fan of A Matter of Life and Death and many other Powell and Pressburger films. Awesome. No film is for everyone, but Lynch's are for fewer than most. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. If Criterion was to announce that they are releasing Toy Story, what would your thoughts be? Well, my thoughts would be that would be great. I mean, like I said, I don't have a huge itching to see animated titles in the collection, but they're about classic and contemporary films, important films, and Toy Story is a very culturally relevant film. It would make sense. I just don't know if Disney would allow it, but it would be great because it's a great film. Titan AE would be awesome in Criterion. Okay. I understand not being big on animated movies, but have you ever seen Watership Down? Yeah. I keep seeing that. I keep seeing Watership Down in Barnes and Noble, and I keep passing on it. So let me know. Can't remember if that was in your collection videos or not. I don't have Watership Down. Should I have Watership Down? Let me know. Thumbs up, should I have it? Thumbs down, skip it. Let me know that in the comments. My favorite first-time watches of 2022 so far include Love Jones, excellent addition, Sunshine, A Vampire in Retreat, The Warriors, and I'm Cyber, but that's okay. Cool. Adrian, have you seen Naked Lunch, directed by David Lynch? I have not seen that one. I'm a Cyborg would be a great addition to Criterion. Cool. All right. Excellent. Let's pause the comments here. Let's definitely keep them coming in. And let's go ahead and jump in and cover these last three announced titles for October. So let me share my screen again. And you click the share button, share screen. And let's do this again. Coming soon, Criterion Collection. All right. So far, we have covered a film from George Romero, David Lynch, Frank Capra. Very excited. Of course, as I mentioned, I am very much looking forward to picking up these two tomorrow, Devil in a Blue Dress, starring Denzel Washington, and Drive My Car. So very much looking forward to these titles. These are the last two titles coming out in the month of July, and they're great ones to think about picking up for this sale. But let's jump into the next title. And this is one that I am super intrigued by. This is the title that is from Central America, from Guatemala, from one of the three new directors in the Criterion Collection. And that is director Jairo Bustamante. And this is a film from Guatemala from 2019 called La Llorona. And this is a film that is basically a horror, gothic ghost story. It's got a political element to it. We'll take a quick look at the trailer. But it says here, a country's bloody history stains the present in the Guatemalan auteur Jairo Bustamante's transfixing fusion of folk horror and searing political commentary, inspired by the real-life indictment of the authoritarian Efrain Rios Montt for crimes against humanity. Interesting. A notorious, now aging former military dictator stands trial for atrocities committed against Guatemala's Mayan communities. While battling legal repercussions and the people's demands for justice, he and his family are plagued by a series of increasingly strange and disturbing occurrences, seemingly brought on by an enigmatic new housemaker, Maria Mercedes Coroy. With a restraint that renders the film's shocks all the more potent, Bustamante crafts a chilling vision of a nation reckoning with collective harms and the restless ghosts of a past that refuses to die. So again, this is the month of October. Horror rules the air. Horror, mystery, thrills, haunts rule the air. And this is another title that fits into that whole narrative that Criterion's spinning for us on horror for this month. And this is from filmmaker Jairo Bustamante, and it's called La Rona. It is coming on Blu-ray and DVD, so it's not a 4K title. It's going to be available on Blu-ray and DVD, and it's from 2019 from Guatemala. It is a 2K digital master approved by the director Bustamante, and it's got a 5.1 surround DTS HD master audio soundtrack, which is awesome. You get an interview with Bustamante, a documentary, we get a trailer, and we get an essay. So not stacked with special features, but we are getting what appears to be a nice making of documentary, an interview with Bustamante, which should be very insightful because this is a new director in the collection. I've never heard of this director before, never heard of this film before. So this is an example of a title that is just going to be, I'm going to go in knowing very little about it, and I'm going to discover something new, see an area of the world I am not that familiar with, and just be amazed by it, I'm sure. But let's take a look at, of course, this cover here. This is a very interesting, mysterious looking cover. You know, it's like, what is going on in this cover? But it looks really cool. And down here, we have this trailer. So let's take a quick look at a few seconds of the trailer for La Rona.
Lo que se quedó atrás está atrás. No penses en eso. Que no te afecte.
¿Oyó a alguien llorar?
Yeah, so looks pretty interesting. A lot going on there. Of course, this will be in Spanish, and it's coming in at spine number 1156. And I am very intrigued by this title. I don't know a whole lot about it. I just know it's like a ghost story. There's a political element to it. Just looks very intriguing. A lot of mystery. What's going on with this family? What's going on with the overall political environment in this country or this area of the country? And there's haunting ghost stories going on. So that is La Rona. And it looks really, really interesting. And so this will be from Jairo Bustamante. And so I'm very much looking forward to checking it out. So let me go back over here to the next title. And this is the next title. This is coming out on October the 18th, La Rona. The next title coming out on October the 18th is a title that a lot of people are very, very, very excited about, and I have been hearing about this one for months. And it's a title out of Japan from director Kiyoshi Kurosawa, and it is Cure. So this is the 1997 film from Japan called Cure from Kiyoshi Kurosawa. And I have not seen this film before. I just know a lot of people are really excited about this one, and I'm very happy to see that it has been announced by the Criterion Collection. It is, interestingly enough, going to be available on Blu-ray only. So it does not appear to be a DVD option here. Of course, there's no 4K. It's just going to be a Blu-ray edition for this film. And it is a film from 1997 from Japan, coming in at 111 minutes and is spine number 1155 in the collection. So another new film in the collection. This is Kiyoshi Kurosawa's first film in the Criterion Collection, and it's called Cure. So Kiyoshi Kurosawa's arresting international breakthrough established him as one of the leaders of an emerging new wave of Japanese horror while pushing the genre into uncharted realms of philosophical and existential exploration. A string of shocking, seemingly unmotivated murders, each committed by a different person, yet all bearing the same grisly hallmarks, leads Detective Takabe Koji Yakusho into a labyrinthian investigation to discover what connects them, what connects these murders, and into a disturbing game of cat and mouse with an enigmatic and amnesiac, Masato Hagawara, who may be evil incarnate. Awash in hushed, hypnotic dread, Cure is a tour de force of psychological tension and a hallucinatory journey into the darkest recesses of the human mind. So this is another type of horror, psychological thriller, mystery, detective story set in modern day Japan. It's called Cure, and it looks fascinating. It's going to be on Blu-ray. I've not seen this film, but I'm looking forward to seeing it. And just based on reading that description, I can just sense why people are really excited about this title. So this is going to be a new 4K digital restoration supervised by the cinematographer Tokusho Kikamura, with uncompressed stereo soundtrack, a new conversation between the director and filmmaker Ryosuke Hamaguchi. Interesting. So Ryosuke Hamaguchi is the director of Drive My Car. So that's a title I'm picking up tomorrow. So there's a conversation between him and the director of this film, Cure, Kiyoshi Kurosawa. So that's fascinating. Interviews with actors Masato Hagawara and Koji Yakusho. An interview from 2003 with Kurosawa, so 19-year-old interview, trailers, and then there's an essay by critic Chris Fujiwara. So excellent. So not stacked with features, but definitely enough to sort of sink your teeth into. I'm looking forward to that conversation between Kiyoshi Kurosawa and Ryosuke Hamaguchi. So I'm looking forward to that, as well as those interviews. So this looks like a really fascinating film, and I highly recommend taking a peek at this trailer here. I won't play it right now, but it definitely, oh, what the heck, I'll play a little bit of it. Why not?
あんたの話が聞きたい。ケイさん、俺の声聞こえてる？聞こえてるよね。それがあんたが特別な人間である証拠だ。
単に人を殺すだけならここまでやる必要はないでしょうか。
なぜあんな殺し方したんですか？誰かから聞いたとか。
催眠暗示か。
可能性あるか。
犯罪はいつも特別な意味が入るように見える。大体無意味だ。そんなつもりはない。
Wow. So that gives you a little taste or an idea of what we have in store in this film if you haven't seen it. I have not seen it. I am very much looking forward to it. It's coming out on Tuesday, October the 18th. And this might end up being one that I pick up on day one. I might not even wait for the November sale. This might be one that I go ahead and nab early when it comes out in October and doing a review on this channel. So very excited about Cure from Kiyoshi Kurosawa. And then that brings us to one last title in the month of October. So let's go ahead and click on this last one here. This is coming out on the last week on Tuesday, October 25th. And it is coming in at spine number 1154, and it's called Eaves Bayou. So this is another new director, Cassie Lemons. So she is new in the collection. And this is her 1997 film, Eaves Bayou. So this is a film that I believe I've seen at least parts of this film, but it's been a long time. This film stars Samuel L. Jackson and Lynn Whitfield, Debbie Morgan, and of course, Diane Carroll as well. Of course, Diane Carroll appears with James Earl Jones in Claudine, which is another recommended title for the Criterion Collection sale. If you hadn't picked up Claudine, pick that one up. I have a review on this channel of that title from way back in 2020, so definitely check that out. But this is Eaves Bayou from Cassie Lemons. And I'm going to take a minute before we end the stream and show you these three new directors. So we've got Cassie Lemons here for Eaves Bayou. We have Kiyoshi Kurosawa for Cure, and we have Guatemalan director Jairo Bustamante for La Rona. But this is Cassie Lemons, and it says here, the summer I killed my father, I was 10 years old. So begins Cassie Lemons' spellbinding feature debut, an evocative journey into the maze of memories steeped in fragrant Southern Gothic atmosphere. In 1960s Louisiana, a young girl, Journey Smollett, sees her well-to-do family unravel in the wake of the infidelities of her charming father, Samuel L. Jackson, Nick Fury, setting in motion a series of deceptions and betrayals that will upend her world and challenge her understanding of reality. So rooted in Creole history, folklore, and mysticism, Eaves Bayou is a scintillating showcase for a powerhouse ensemble of Black actresses. Lynn Whitfield, Debbie Morgan, Diane Carroll, the legendary Diane Carroll, as a voodoo priestess, as well as a profoundly cathartic exploration of trauma, forgiveness, and the elusive nature of truth. I am here for Eaves Bayou. This is exciting news. This is a film from Cassie Lemons. So a new voice to the collection, a new filmmaking voice to the collection. Criterion has been killing it over the last couple of years, just expanding the tent and bringing new filmmakers into the fold. And this is the latest example of that. And I absolutely love this cover. I mean, just look at this cover. Looks fantastic. Of course, please note that this will be available on Blu-ray only. There is no DVD option listed currently, and it is not, as of yet, 4K Ultra HD. But the features list appears to be a fairly stacked edition. So this is a 1997 film, United States, 115 minutes. There's going to be some black and white and color elements here. It is spine number 1154 in the collection. So we get a new 4K digital restoration of the director's cut, supervised by Cassie Lemons and the cinematographer. And we're getting a 5.1 surround DTS HD master audio soundtrack. We also have included in here the original 108-minute theatrical release version. So that's cool. We're getting an audio commentary on the director's cut as well. And we're getting a short film from Cassie Lemons from 1996, an interview with Lemons, a new interview. We're getting some footage of the cast reunion, an interview with composer Terrence Blanchard, which sounds fascinating. A new program showcasing the black and white Polaroids that Vincent took during production. And we're getting an essay from film scholar Kara Keeling. So this really looks like an absolute powerhouse edition that's coming out from Criterion. I'm really excited about this title. In fact, I would say that this might be the title I am most excited about that's coming out in the month of October. Amongst titles, I'm excited about all these titles, but if I had to pick just one, this is probably the one I'm most excited about. Eaves Bayou. It just looks like it's going to be a knockout edition from Criterion. Now let's take a quick look at a few seconds of this trailer here.
Lemons! I used to be able to keep up with you.
You just gotta practice, that's all.
Come on, baby doll. Let's show him how to dance. Can my daughter dance?
Hey, Red. Red, you want to be outside?
No thanks.
Wow. So definitely looks exciting. You know, again, it just looks really intriguing, interesting atmosphere in 1960s Louisiana, the whole, you know, Bayou Creole type atmosphere. The summer I killed my father, I was 10 years old. Is that an intriguing opening or what? So definitely looking forward to Eaves Bayou. So those are the 6 titles coming out from Criterion in the month of October. We have a 4K of The Night of the Living Dead. We got a 4K of Lost Highway. We're getting Arsenic and Old Lace, a Halloween horror comedy. Getting La Rona from Guatemala, which is very fascinating looking. We're getting the long-awaited Japanese thriller Cure. So looking forward to the horrors of that title. And then a very intriguing title, Eaves Bayou from Cassie Lemons. So let me stop sharing here and let me get back into this stream here and let's see where we are on the comments. Let's see. How far are we on these comments? Okay, so I forgot to mention, I did forget to mention on the David Lynch's Lost Highway, the one question I am wondering about, though, is as you take a look at the current editions from David Lynch, these are the current editions of Lynch in the Criterion Collection, right here. What do all of these have in common? They're all digibooks. So my question is, I'm wondering if that Lost Highway is going to also be a digibook edition consistent with all the other Lynch titles. So fingers crossed that will be the case. So we'll have to see if that will be the case for Lost Highway. So let's see here. Have you seen Fantastic Planet? Pretty good animation on film, I recommend. Yeah, I've seen it and I thought it was all right. You know, I probably need to rewatch it. Picked up the Raging Bull 4K in One Night in Miami, as well as Everything Everywhere All at Once. Going back for Devil in a Blue Dress. Great pickups, Del. Cannot argue with those. Fantastic. Isn't Everything Everywhere All at Once fun? What a fun film. Love that film. Incredible. A great animated film is Grave of the Fireflies. I have not seen that one, but sounds good. Alan. Iron Giant would be awesome in Criterion. Okay, with or without Vin. Okay. Gonna have to pass on the Night of the Living Dead 4K. I just bought the Criterion Blu-ray last year. Yeah, I don't blame you. You know, now I bought it 4 years ago, so you know, I'm probably gonna be easier to persuade to go ahead and upgrade. But I can understand if you just bought it, you probably don't want to just upgrade so quickly. Yes, James, buy Watership Down. Okay, all right. If you like rabbits, I used to have rabbits. I've had several rabbits. I don't anymore, but yes, Watership Down, nice film, pretty good story on it. Okay, getting a lot of recommendations for Watership Down. William, hello everyone. Very excited for this slate of releases. I am too, William. Watership Down just made my HBO watch list. Naked Lunch is a Cronenberg film. Yeah, I thought so. Yes, I don't have it, but I've not seen it. But I was a little surprised when someone mentioned Lynch. I was like, I don't think he made that one, but yes, it's a Cronenberg film, which I like David Cronenberg's films a lot. That song in Watership Down, Bright Eyes, was so beautiful. Okay. Yes, of course, Naked Lunch was a Cronenberg film. What's up, good people? What's up, Mr. Culture? Trini, hard pass on La Llorona. It was meh. Oh, okay, meh. All right. Good to hear. I literally did a celebratory fist pump when Cure was finally announced. Laugh out loud. Good. Yeah, there's a lot of excitement on Cure. A lot of excitement on that title. And it's going to be a great discovery for me. I'm looking forward to it. Hey, Dag Films, how's it going in E-Town? Have you visited their Barnes & Noble? How is their stock selection? Okay. I've seen Cure twice. now. Great, so great. I'm excited. It's a great film. I might double dip. Good to hear. Hey, Trini, everybody's saying hello to each other here. Me low and to the left. Give me that button, a tickle. Okay. Two other Kiyoshi Kurosawa films I've seen are Bright Future and Tokyo Sonata. I definitely recommend these two as well. Okay. Adrian, hey there, caveman. Everybody's saying hey to each other. It's really hot in the UK right now. Okay, cool. Yeah, we had some thunderstorms a few minutes ago here in North Georgia. They have since passed and now have clear skies, so that's nice. The Red Turtle, Mary and Max, and Anomalisa are all animated films that would make great additions to the Criterion Collection, in my opinion. Okay, cool. Adrian James, hot enough to get that one guy tried to make a hasty retreat in Great Britain. Caveman, do you live in the UK? Okay. For anyone not familiar with Cassie Lemons, she played the best friend in the original Candyman. Yes. Yeah. In a second here, before we close, I'm going to go to IMDb and I'm going to show these three new filmmakers in the collection because I think it's great that Criterion continues to bring more filmmakers into the tent. So I want to show you who these folks are, who these amazing filmmakers are. No, in the States, mate, horse racing country. We raise retired racehorses. KB, if you're not familiar with Cassie Lemons, she used to be an actor, Jodie Foster's cadet friend in Silence of the Lambs. Oh, that's right. That's right. That's her. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. I remember her face in Silence of the Lambs, and then she became a director. That is so cool. Thanks for that connection. I didn't make that connection, KB. James, B&M will allow you to pre-order upcoming releases in stores for the July sale prices. Will allow you to pre-order upcoming releases. Yeah, I don't know if that's the case, Culture. We'll have to check on that. But I think the sale only applies to titles that are actually released within the month of July. But we can double check that. Finally, Arsenic and Old Lace is getting a Criterion treatment. I've been waiting for that to happen, and now it has become a reality. Can't wait to obtain it for the B&N November sale. I'm with you, man. I am with you. Trini, really? How far out? Yeah, let's check on that. I mean, I think it's just for the titles that come out during July that you get that 50%. So, for example, the August titles, I don't think that you can get the 50% on that based on the July sale. I think you'd have to wait for the November sale. But let's check on that to make sure. Nick Fury having a dance laugh out loud. Mika's in the house. Love Eaves Bayou. So excited for this. Watch it every year. Have you seen it, James? I think I've seen parts of it. I don't think I've seen the whole film, but I'm very excited to revisit this film. And it, based on what I've read in the features and the specs of new 4K digital restoration and all the features, it just looks like it's going to be the makings of a great release from Criterion, similar to Mississippi Masala that I'm enjoying, that I'm still watching. So I'm really excited about Eaves Bayou. Sorry, only 18 likes and 35 watching. Thank you, Caveman. Hi, James. Thanks for the updates. Mr. Scaps, Cure seems very interesting to me. Surprised to see a Shutter title with La Rona. Okay. All right. So, hey there, Mika. Adrian saying hey to Mika. William, Arsenic and Old Lace is the only one of these I've seen so far. Haven't seen it in about a decade, so I'm excited to pick it up and revisit it. I'm very excited about Arsenic and Old Lace. I am super excited about it. That trailer really gets me going. And KB mentioned that it's even funnier than the trailer indicates. So I'm excited. Mika saying, hey to Adrian. Yes, Caveman, I don't before, but you can only do it in store. Okay, I've done before. Okay, all right. All right, Culture, we shall see. Scaps, Night of the Living Dead is day one buy for me. Can't imagine it will look much better than Blu-ray though. Yeah, that's the interesting thing, right? If you already have this on Blu-ray, is this will the 4K be a big enough upgrade to justify picking up the 4K? That's going to be the big question, and, it comes down to how much of a difference is it? This is a black and white film. I do know that and I recently reviewed Raging Bull. I have the 30th anniversary Blu-ray. This is the 4K from Criterion. And you do get an upgrade in the picture with this 4K edition. Now, is it a massive upgrade over the Blu-ray? I can't say that it is, but This 4K edition is the best the film has ever looked, and it handles the grayscale. It's a superior handling of the grayscale. So you get the nuanced differences among the blacks and the grays and the whites, the different gradients of color along the grayscale. You get that extra bit of detail and nuance in the 4K edition that you don't quite get on that Blu-ray. So it's one of those things that's that subtle differences in addition to the detail, the additional clarity and contrast that just makes for an overall better picture. So definitely, I love this edition. If you don't have this yet, this is no brainer for the July sale. Get it this week, please. It is so good. Let's see here. I remember seeing Arsenic and Old Lace when I was a kid. Very funny movie. Yes, it looks like it is. Everything Everywhere is such a fun and heartfelt film. Very quickly became one of my all-time favorites. It's one of my favorite films I've seen this year. It is so good. So good. How many of you are excited about seeing Nope this week? I am stoked to see Nope. I've got to see Nope this week, and I plan to give you guys an out of the theater reaction, hopefully. So, hey, brother, hello, Vengeance Media. How's it going across the pond there? I think it must be for you. It's probably midnight right about now. So thank you for joining Vengeance. I can't stay about to jump on a Bad Boys 2 watch along with Smooth J. Oh, it's late, but you're gonna see. That's awesome, man. You have a lot of endurance being up that late. Hope you enjoy that with Smooth J, but we'll rewatch the replay, man. Hope you have a great stream. Thank you. I appreciate that, Vengeance. So Mika pre-ordered Devil with a Blue Dress should be coming tomorrow. Awesome. Yeah, I'm picking mine up tomorrow from the store along with Drive My Car. Peace out, Matt. Okay. Janus Films also has a theater release of the 4K restoration of Lost Highway out right now. Looks, sounds incredible. Can't wait for the disc. Cool. Much love, Mika, from Vengeance Media. A lot of love from everyone. So I love that. I wish we had some thunderstorms here in Texas. It's been over 100. Yeah, I was talking with someone before I came on here. They were saying the same thing, that there's not a drop in the forecast in the great state of Texas over the next week, and just high temperatures. So hang in there, buddy. Hang in there, William. It'll be all right. Just keep the AC going, you know. I recently had to replace the AC unit of our main level a few weeks ago. That's a lot of fun. That's a lot of fun for the checkbook. So, James, are you anywhere near at Basement Blues? Yes, we are in the same area. We live in the same general area, and hopefully we'll be able to connect at some point and meet up with Mr. Tony. Jordan Rickerson, I'm a huge horror fan and have always wanted Criterion to add more their collection. So today was a feast of announcements for us horror fans. Seems like they've listened to that feedback. Yeah, this was huge. This was a huge slate of releases from Criterion for the month of October. I mean, horror is in the air, and it's going to be exciting. It's going to be absolutely exciting. So I'm looking forward to it. It also makes me excited for what Arrow is going to be coming out with, what they're going to be announcing pretty soon, because I have a feeling these last couple of months have been pretty lackluster announcements from Arrow. I have a feeling that the next set of announcements are going to be very exciting for the Halloween season. I'm hoping. So we shall see. Fingers crossed. But this is Criterion tonight. Hey there, Vengeance. How are you feeling the heat, mate? Yep. I'm thinking of picking up The World of Wong Kar-wai. Think no more. Just do it. Do it. My favorite release of the year last year, the Wong Kar-wai set. Overall favorite release of the year was that box set. If you count the box sets, The World of Wong Kar-wai, amazing. Is the color grade for this edition's copy of In the Mood for Love bad enough to skip the entire box set? Yeah, you know, that's interesting. There's controversy on the color grade. And to be honest, yes, there is a little bit of a difference in the color between the standalone edition of In the Mood for Love versus what Wong Kar-wai, the decisions he's made for the color grades for the box set. But I can't say that I was turned off by the presentation. I just love the new presentation. I love this. I love all the films in the set, having Chungking Express, 2046, In the Mood for Love, all those films in that set. It is a knockout release. And I personally was not bothered by the color grade decisions. I know that some people, you know, were troubled by it. I'm not one of those people. I love that set, and I love the presentations of all those films. Zach Wan, any news of a home release for the Three Colors trilogy? Seeing they have a 4K in theaters. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm sort of keeping my eye on that potentially. That would be fantastic to see that get a 4K release, because there are 4K restorations of those films, I believe. So it might be a matter of time before we see that. We shall see. I acted myself in the play Arsenic and Old Lace. It was a play before a film, South End. Oh, hey, Steve. Like all the other announced titles. I believe that's Steve Mack. How are you doing? Caveman, as long as Knight Rider is playing Nick Fury and singing and dancing in leather chaps. Cool. So glad to see more horror titles. I agree, Mika. I agree. This is great news. Caveman saying hey to Mika. Jordan saying hey to Mika. Everybody's saying hey to Mika. Hey, Vengeance Dude. All right. Yeah, I have the Blu-ray already of Night of the Living Dead. I'll have to see. I do love the film, so any extra detail would be a bonus. Yeah, I agree. If I read a review, if I read a few reviews and I get the sense that it is a noticeable upgrade over the Blu-ray, I have no problem with that double dip, because the film is exceptional. I love the movie. It's just great campy fun. I love it. Nope. Remember the Muppets? Yes. I'm excited about Nope. I feel like you'd like Watership Down. Yeah, I have to check it out at some point. I will have to check it out. Love the channel. Thank you, Gregory. Favorite movie to watch around Halloween? Oh boy, there are so many of them. Of course, this is a great film to watch, around Halloween. Of course, Carrie is another great film. I love a lot of different, horror titles. It Follows is one that I'm looking forward to rewatching in Halloween, as well as, several films. So Halloween itself, great film. You should get Watership Down this month and give us a review. Okay, we'll certainly think about it. He can make the review off of streaming through HBO Max Watership Down. Okay. For me, Lost Highway, it is a must, though I have already the Kino Lorber edition Romero film. I'm not sure if it deserves the upgrade to 4K as I have the Blu-ray. Okay. Interesting. Hey, Jordan, saying hey to Jordan. Hey, Caveman. Christine. That's a good film. But real quick here, if y'all will indulge me, I'm going to do a quick screen share before we close this stream. I do want to show these new filmmakers, so I'm going to hop over to IMDb and I'm going to show these filmmakers because I think they deserve some props here. So the first filmmaker is the filmmaker of La Rona. So this is the is this the same film? Oh, I'm sorry. This is not the right film. I'm looking for La Rona. Here it is. It's going to the wrong film here. So we're on the IMDb site. This is a film that's being released from the Criterion Collection. It was on Shudder, and it's from filmmaker Jairo Bustamante. So let's show who this is. This is the filmmaker here, Guatemalan director Jairo Bustamante. So he's the director of this film that's coming out on October the 18th on the Criterion Collection, spine number 1156, La Llorona. And so that is Jairo Bustamante. And then for this other film here, let's see here. So that's that film. Then let's take a quick look at Cure. This 1997 film that is coming out from director Kiyoshi Kurosawa. So I'm really excited about this one too. I'm excited about all these films. But this is Mr. Kurosawa here. So that's Kiyoshi Kurosawa. So he is the director of Cure, the 1997 film that's coming to the collection on October the 18th on Blu-ray in spine number 1155. And then let's take a quick jump over here to the 1997 film Eaves Bayou. So this is Eaves Bayou. So you see Lynn Whitfield, Samuel L. Jackson. This looks like a really fascinating film here. Cassie Lemons, director Cassie Lemons. And yes, thank you, KB, for that connection on, because this is the actress who played the FBI teammate of Jodie Foster in Silence of the Lambs. And yes, she went on to direct films like Eaves Bayou. So this is great. So Silence of the Lambs was 1991. So 6 years later, she would go on to direct this film here, Eaves Bayou. So this is Cassie Lemons. So she is another female voice director in the Criterion Collection and another African-American filmmaker in the Criterion Collection. So very, very excited about that. So those are the 3 new directors in the collection. And we'll go back here. I think I just stopped sharing. And we're back in the stream here. So let's see. Let me go through some final comments here, and then we'll go ahead and wrap things up. I think I've covered most everything. I do have a couple of announcements, but hi, James. We are having a heat wave here in the UK. I'm delighted about Lost Highway 4K. Yeah, I am too, Steve. Very much so. Hey, James, when do they usually start the pre-ordering for titles being released in October? Yeah, the October pre-orders probably will be, I'm guessing they'll be available within the next week or so. So I would continue to check Blu-ray.com for that, but we should be seeing those pre-orders become available probably as early as maybe next week or even earlier than that, but sometime in the next couple of weeks perhaps, but definitely keep an eye on Blu-ray.com. The Alex Zorba Arsenic and Old Lace was #1 on my Blu-ray and Criterion watch list. The announcement made me so happy I grabbed the Zadiuchi box set on Amazon. Cool. Okay, man, you rock, dude. I would love to do a collab sometime with you. Awesome. Let's definitely plan on it. Cure is also a must. Okay, cool. That La Llorona looks great as well as Cure. I will be grabbing all the selections of October. Seems like I'm with you, Mika. I'm here for all of them. I can't speak highly enough about Eaves Bayou. Everyone grab. It's a forgotten gem. I'm excited about that one. Like I said, I would say of all the titles announced, I'm excited about all of them, but I'm probably most excited about the Eaves Bayou. Mika, I want to extend the sale August through October on pre-orders. Okay. Lost Highway in theaters was an absolute treat. Can't wait for release. And I'm glad you're on a huge John Waters kick now. I don't know if it's huge, but I'm intrigued. I had only seen one of his movies before this edition of Pink Flamingos came out. And now all I want to do is watch John Waters movies. I've become obsessed. Yeah, I've got to watch my copy of Female Trouble. I want to watch that. And I'm really thinking about picking up Multiple Maniacs. So I may go ahead and do that. So great stream. Thank you, Del. Glad you enjoyed it. Thanks for covering the announcements, James. Thorough and great as usual. Peace. Peace to you as well, KB. I keep a watch on UK releases as well. Likely get one of the October titles over here, but the choice for us is somewhat sporadic. Great month. I agree. Great stream. Have a good evening. Thank you, Caveman. So yeah, real quick, let me tell you a couple of things that are coming up on the channel. Of course, coming up this week, be on the lookout for a couple of reviews coming out. Of course, Devil in the Blue Dress on 4K, picking that up as well as Drive My Car, and plan to do reviews of both of those titles on this channel. So be on the lookout for that. Also, a reaction from the theater on Nope that is coming out this week, the Jordan Peele film. And then next week had the next entry in our Taste of Directors series that'll feature Ousmane Sembène, Senegalese director Ousmane Sembène. And then I want to announce something that I'm really looking forward to starting on this channel. And that is, of course, I do a lot of reviews in this channel of Criterion titles, Arrow titles, Kino Lorber titles, other studio releases. And I'm looking at a new format that I'm going to try out on this channel that I want to get your guys' thoughts on, but doing some live reviews. So similar to the stream I did recently where I did a live review of The Worst Person in the World, I really think I want to try doing that format. So picking a couple of titles, and instead of doing a pre-recorded video, coming on here and just sharing my thoughts live with you and getting your thoughts in the stream as well, and listening to your comments and responding to your comments in like a live format. So I think that is a, oh, got a text from my wife. Anyway, I think that's a format that I want to try out on this channel. Just want to get you guys' thoughts on that. So a new series, live reviews and film discussions. I think it'll be more interactive and engaging. It's not going to replace the standard reviews that I do. I'm going to still do those, but I think from time to time, I'm going to come on and do some live reviews. So let me know what you guys think of that. And then the last thing I'll cover is want to cover a few recommendations. We're still in the thick of this Criterion Collection sale. So if you'll indulge me, couple of titles, in case you've been sleeping on some of these. This is the first release of the year from Criterion, Dogma 95 Movement, Thomas Vinterberg. Great release. Consider that. One of the best concerts you will ever see from Martin Scorsese, Last Waltz of the Band. Great release. Sounds great. High production values. So cinematic. One of the most cinematic concerts you will ever see, and it sounds amazing. Looks great on 4K Ultra HD. Highly recommended. This is one of the best releases of the year. Love Jones. So good. Theodore Richer film. It's his only film, and it's so good. Starring the amazing Nia Long and Lorenz Tate. Lorenz Tate was the star of Menace to Society, the 4K that came out last year. So highly recommend this. So those are some titles. In case you're sleeping on those, keep those in mind. And then, of course, if you don't get anything else this sale, these are the big three that I would tell anyone to get. Okay, you gotta have these three right here. You gotta have Raging Bull 4K, absolute must, no brainer. Double Indemnity, it lived up to all the hype for me. Love this release on 4K, amazing. Shaft on 4K, he is the man. Richard Roundtree is the man. This is in 4K. It looks amazing. It was so incredible to revisit this title, and it's on 4K Ultra HD. It looks so good. And that music from Isaac Hayes, not just the theme song, but all the other music, just incredible. And the special features do a great job of just helping you understand more about Gordon Parks, Richard Roundtree, and Isaac Hayes, and the music he composed for this movie. Incredible. And it includes the first sequel as well on a separate Blu-ray disc. So killer edition from Criterion. And then some more I would recommend. I got these three in the Target buy two, get one. I did a review of Chan is Missing. Great discovery for me. Amazing film. Love this one. Farewell Amor, another film. This is from Ekwa Masangi. Great edition. I highly recommend. And I still need to review this film here. This is from Uzo Atami. He's the director of Tampopo. I have not seen the Funeral yet, but I need to watch this one. So looking forward to watching this title. And then, of course, I recently reviewed this film here from John Waters, Pink Flamingos. So this is one that I cannot necessarily recommend strongly because it's sort of a mix. Okay, this film, of course, the content is pretty rough. But in terms of the overall edition, this is an amazing edition from Criterion based on the supplemental package. Just does an incredible job of contextualizing this film and this filmmaker, and so much so that it makes me want to see more of his work. He is definitely the king of this type of cinema, shock cinema, and this is one of the best releases of the year so far, overall releases. Now, the film itself has very horrible content in many ways, but in terms of the overall release with the supplements and the commentaries on here, outstanding. Pink Flamingos. And yeah, so those are some more recommendations for this sale. We're in the thick of it still. Got about a couple more weeks left. So those are some titles to consider for this Barnes & Noble sale. Let me check out a few more of these comments, and then we're going to go ahead and check out of here. But I really do appreciate you all joining tonight. Adrian, Ditto, Mika, loving your content, James. I credit you for getting me more into Criterion. Oh, well, thank you, Mika. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I picked up Revanche. Oh, yes, Revanche. That's another one. Revanche. Amazing title. Definitely check that out. Ditto, Mika, Caveman. Thank you, Caveman. Great stream, James. God bless you, sir. God bless you, Adrian, and God bless all of you as well. Love the live format. Always down to hear your thoughts on films. So it being a live format would be great. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing that because it makes it more interactive. Again, it won't replace the other. I mean, I'll still be doing my standard reviews, but I think every now and then I'm going to pop on here and just share my thoughts on a couple of films and just get your comments on it, make it more of an interactive thing. So we'll try that out. Later, Culture Evening. I would love the live format, James. Sounds great. Thank you, Mika. Very much enjoyed the last Waltz. I need to pick up the Criterion at some point. I highly recommend it. Get it on 4K. You will love it. Ditto, Mika. Okay, let's see here. Grab that Love Jones. Can't wait to watch. It is so good. You will love it. I love the atmosphere of that film. So good. Haven't seen Dogma yet, but I love the Vinterberg film, The Hunt, so I'm excited to check it out. Yeah, it's called, it's actually called The Celebration, and it's Dogma 95 movement, so highly recommended. So RIP Isaac Hayes. Yes, amazing artist, amazing artist. And folks, with that is the end of our stream. October has got some great titles coming out from Criterion. I'm excited. 6 titles coming out, and all 6 of them I plan to get either day 1 in October or during the November sale, if I could say November, during the November sale. And it makes me excited about what is coming next month from the Criterion Collection for November, because that's going to set the stage for the November sale. And I'm expecting great things next month in November, building on these October announcements. But guys, thanks again, guys and gals and everyone. Thanks again for joining tonight. It's been a great stream, hearing all your comments. As always, I pick up something new from reading from your comments, so I appreciate your joining. Hope y'all have a great rest of your Monday evening and a great week ahead. Look forward to a great week on this channel. We got some reviews coming. Nope is coming out from Jordan Peele. So Not of Planet Earth. Is that what it's about? Don't know. But anyway, hope y'all have a wonderful and blessed night and week, and we'll see you next time at the movies. Peace. Have a great night, everybody.